You asked for a breakdown of Daredevil, and now you're getting it. Along with a new movie universe schedule leak, spoilers for Doomsday from Alan Cumming's interview, a huge hint about Daredevil appearing in Spider-Man, the first footage from the Batman 2, and a completely unexpected Deathstroke and Bane movie from James Gunn. How were your holidays? Friends? Tell us in the comments. And we really hope everyone has finally finished watching Daredevil, because the show practically confirmed that he'll appear in Spider-Man, and now we're going to break it all down. The second season begins with Wilson Fisk completely controlling New York. One of the show's main flaws is that it barely explains how Kingpin managed to become mayor, and, more importantly, stay in power despite the disappearances and brutal crackdowns happening across the city. The explanation is mentioned only briefly, but in short, it comes down to the economy. Fisk genuinely improved New York financially, while secretly running illegal weapons operations through the city's ports, which eventually put him directly in Daredevil's crosshairs. Fisk's anti-vigilante task force does whatever it wants, arresting people on the streets for the slightest suspicion and sending them to a private prison few ever return from. Slowly, a team forms around Daredevil, including Jessica Jones and, surprisingly, Bullseye, who wants redemption for killing Foggy Nelson. Ironically, Daredevil's biggest victory over Kingpin comes in court. As Matt Murdock, he proves Fisk's illegal weapons trafficking through the harbor, leading to Fisk's arrest. But there's a catch. During the trial, Matt is forced to reveal that he is Daredevil. As a result, Murdock ends up in prison, while Fisk uses diplomatic immunity to escape with nothing more than the loss of his citizenship before fleeing the country. Legally, the decision makes sense, but fans are understandably furious. After murdering countless people with his bare hands, Kingpin simply walks free. As one genius put it, one man goes to prison, the other goes to the islands. In the Marvel universe, being a superhero really doesn't pay anymore. Exploding people's heads apparently works much better. And honestly, it's not the strongest setup for Season 3. Vincent D'Onofrio has already been spotted filming again, meaning Kingpin is once more a free man. And everyone will surely be shocked when he inevitably returns to crime for the 100th time. Hopefully the writers avoid repeating the same formula and finally bring something fresh to the table. Thankfully, there's reason for optimism. The showrunner already confirmed new villains for Season 3, while insiders claim the old Irish mob will return to shake up New York. The main idea behind the season seems to be that without Fisk controlling everything, the city's criminal underworld will awaken once again. But the important thing for us right now is that Daredevil is in prison, exactly where one of the coolest scenes from the Spider-Man 4 trailer appears to take place. Peter Parker is supposedly fighting the Hand, the legendary ninja clan closely tied to Daredevil's mythology. Charlie Cox, of course, denied being in the movie, but chronologically everything lines up perfectly. Season 2 of Daredevil takes place after the events of Thunderbolts, which is directly referenced in the show. Through Matthew Lillard's character, Mr. Charles, Valentina Allegra initially supports Fisk's actions before eventually turning against him. Marvel also cleverly patched a plot hole that had existed since 2022. Remember when Valentina recruited Yelena Belova to kill Hawkeye at Eleanor Bishop's request? Now Marvel reveals that Fisk and Valentina had been secretly working together long before the Thunderbolts were formed. So now the timeline looks like this. Valentina gains control of the New Avengers and cuts ties with Fisk, Daredevil goes to prison, the events of Thunderbolts happen, and shortly afterward the story of Spider-Man begins. By the time the movie starts, Matt Murdock will already have spent a significant amount of time behind bars, exactly where Peter Parker eventually ends up too. Considering Daredevil already appeared in the previous Spider-Man movie, bringing Charlie Cox back would be incredibly easy. Brand New Day already features the Punisher and the Hand, so we simply refuse to believe Marvel would leave Daredevil out of the story. There's also a huge unresolved plot point. How exactly Doctor Strange's memory spell affected Matt Murdock? After all, Matt personally defended Peter Parker in court regarding Spider-Man's secret identity. And let's not forget the famous brick-catching scene from the last movie. Peter still has no idea why his lawyer had superhuman reflexes. There are simply too many unfinished storylines, and introducing the Devil of Hell's Kitchen into the next Spider-Man movie would be unbelievably easy. At this point, it almost feels guaranteed. Marvel is probably just hiding it for the big surprise at premiere night. And that secrecy strategy goes far beyond Spider-Man. Marvel continues its marketing campaign through controlled leaks, and this time Alan Cumming accidentally revealed quite a lot about Doomsday. The actor playing Nightcrawler confirmed that there are still secret cast members in the upcoming Avengers movie. According to him, Marvel created an absurdly complex security system on set. Every actor reportedly had multiple fake names attached to scripts and production documents. Considering the movie involves nearly 100 characters, it sounds like complete chaos. Cummings says that because of the intense secrecy, half the actors still don't know what the other half were filming, which means there are still major characters and actors we haven't discovered yet. Who could they be? Let us know in the comments. Cummings also revealed that Doomsday already underwent additional reshoots. This was backed up by Ebon Moss-Bachrach, the actor playing the Thing. He confirmed rumors that the original version of the script supposedly didn't even have a finished ending during principal photography. Though he joked that maybe the ending existed, they just didn't show it to him because the Thing wasn't involved in those scenes. He also teased that Ben Grimm will appear across multiple realities and planets throughout the film. According to the actor, there were moments where he had to walk up to the Russo brothers just to ask where exactly the characters were supposed to be and what was happening in the scene. We'll find out in about 6 months. But for now, we already have the Punisher. Jon Bernthal returned with a solo project he describes as the darkest, craziest, and most psychologically intense version of the character we've ever seen. Former Green Berets and Navy SEALs suffering from PTSD were reportedly brought in to help shape the script. A full breakdown is already in the works, but for now, tell us your rating in the comments if you've watched it. Now let's move over to DC, where, for once, there's actually news. First, an anonymous top executive from Paramount reportedly told the media that James Gunn is expected to remain the head of DC Studios even after the Warner Bros. Merger deal is completed. However, respected insider John Campea claims the situation is still unresolved, and if Gunn somehow leaves DC, Marvel is already waiting to bring him back. A truly unexpected twist that somehow unites Guardians of the Galaxy fans and Zack Snyder fans for once. But that's not all. DC has finally revived a project unrelated to Superman, and one that Gunn himself isn't directing. We're talking about the Deathstroke and Bane movie, first announced back in September 2024. Now, Deadline reports that James Gunn is considering Greg Mottola as director. He previously worked on several episodes of Peacemaker and is reportedly one of multiple candidates being discussed by the studio. The screenplay is still being written by Matthew Orton, who previously worked on Moon Knight for Marvel. And honestly, for the current state of DC, the fact that the project is still alive at all is already huge progress. As of now, DC doesn't even have a single film officially scheduled for 2028, and that's only a year and a half away. Clearly, Gunn's plan is for Supergirl to already receive a sequel by then, though there are obvious concerns about whether the first movie starring Millie Alcock will even break even financially. Deathstroke and Bane is apparently aiming for a 2028 or 2029 release window. Compared to the mountain of content Marvel is preparing, DC still looks painfully weak. At this point, fans are just hoping Matt Reeves delivers with the Batman Part 2. We've already gotten the first test footage and new information about Scarlett Johansson's role. According to reports, Scarlett will play Gilda Dent, Harvey Dent's wife. And considering Harvey himself is supposedly being played by Sebastian Stan, we're looking at a hilarious Marvel crossover. It gets even crazier because Harvey's father will reportedly be played by Charles Dance, famous for portraying Tywin Lannister. Before casting him, Matt Reeves allegedly even approached Brad Pitt and Daniel Craig for the role. You don't cast actors like that for background characters. With Scarlett involved too, it's becoming increasingly obvious that the Dent family will play a massive role in the story. And honestly, the rumors about Reeves adapting The Long Halloween are starting to look very believable. That comic begins with Batman and Harvey Dent working together to eliminate Gotham's organized crime, only for a mysterious killer called Holiday to start murdering people on holidays. Batman and Harvey desperately try to uncover the killer's identity, but the stress and chaos eventually destroy Harvey's sanity. During a courtroom attack, acid is thrown in his face, transforming him into Two-Face. But the real twist comes later, when it's revealed that multiple people were secretly acting as Holiday killers, including Harvey's own wife, his relatives, mobsters, and others. The idea was simple. Just like Batman, they wanted to destroy Gotham's mafia. The difference is Batman wanted to save the city, while they wanted to replace ordinary criminals with terrifying supervillains, which is exactly what ultimately happens in the comic. Of course, with the painfully slow production schedule, Matt Reeves probably won't even get a third movie, meaning the ending will almost certainly be changed. And honestly, the setup already differs from the comics anyway, especially since the first film already introduced the Joker and complicated Selina Kyle's storyline. Still, the cast looks absolutely incredible, and actors of this level physically shouldn't be capable of making a bad movie. Personally, we expect even less sleep from the sequel than from the original. And finally, back to Marvel. The Direct confirmed that Kevin Feige has officially locked in the schedule for the Mutant Saga. In 2028, Marvel plans to release 3 movies, May 5th, July 28th, and December 15th. Then, in 2029, 2 more films arrive on May 4th and July 13th. Which movies do you think they'll be? Let us know in the comments. Our predictions: X-Men, Black Panther 3, and Doctor Strange 3 for 2028, followed by Deadpool 4 and Fantastic Four 2 in 2029. What do you think? Write your predictions below. We'll probably learn more this summer because Marvel officially confirmed appearances at both San Diego Comic-Con on July 25th and D23 on August 14th. There are going to be tons of announcements, so make sure notifications are turned on. As always, our breakdowns will arrive at lightning speed. And that's it for today, friends. See you next time.